it's Sarah from I Dream in Cloth, and today I am doing a ruffly, cuddly Canadian showdown. This is
Applecheeks vs. AMP.
So to my left here, I have an Applecheeks size 2. I also have an Applecheeks size 1 that I will be comparing as well. And to my right, I have an AMP 1 size duo. And I want to start by going over some of the basic similarities between these diapers. They are both Canadian companies and are made in Canada. They both come in either solids or prints. They both feature PUL as a waterproof lining. They both come with 8 snaps along the waist and 8 snaps along the thigh. They both feature gather elastic at the front, the back, and the legs of the diapers. They both come with a microfleece interior. And they are both all-in-2/pocket diapers, so you can lay the insert on top or stuff it in the pocket. And these shells are both sold separately from the inserts. And for the purposes of my comparison today, I am going to be comparing the Applecheeks 2-ply bamboo insert and the AMP 2-ply bamboo insert, which are both made of 70% bamboo and 30% organic cotton. So now I'm going to switch over to some of the differences. I'm going to start off with the differences in the shells. As I mentioned, they can both be found in solids or prints, but the Applecheeks is mostly solids, whereas the AMP is a good mix of both. The Applecheeks is definitely easier to find here in the US, whereas retailers of the AMP can be a little more limited. As I mentioned, the AMP is a one-size diaper, meaning that it has adjustments here for the rise, whereas the Applecheeks comes in only sized versions. They offer a size 1, size 2, or size 3. And I will mention that the AMP also comes in sized versions, but for this comparison, I just have the one size. The spacing of these snaps is different as well. As you can see, there is a gap here between the row of waist and thigh snaps on the Applecheeks. But on the AMP, there is a gap down here between the thigh, but really not in the row of the waist. The elastics are different as well. On the AMP, the elastic is much, much tighter and very stretchy, whereas on the Applecheeks, it is not quite as tight and so therefore not quite as stretchy. The placement of the pocket in these diapers is different as well. On the Applecheeks, the pocket is in the middle of the diaper, whereas on the AMP, it is up here at the front. And the inserts that, like I mentioned, they come separately, but the inserts that these companies offer are different as well. The Applecheeks offers a 2- and 3-ply bamboo insert, and the AMP offers a 2- and 3-ply bamboo insert as well as a 2- and 3-ply hemp insert. So now I'm going to move on to the differences in the inserts. So on my left here, I have an Applecheeks 2-ply bamboo insert, and on my right, I have an AMP 2-ply bamboo insert. The Applecheeks insert is 2 layers of 70% bamboo viscose and 30% organic cotton that you would trifold to make 6 layers. And the texture of this insert is just very soft and very smooth. Whereas the AMP insert, again, is 2 layers. This is 70% rayon from bamboo and 30% organic cotton. Again, that you would trifold to make 6 layers. But the texture of this insert is very different. This came as a bamboo cotton fleece kind of material, and it is still very soft, but it is rather pilly. So now I'm going to move on to some specific categories of differences. So the first category is size. And here I have the Applecheeks size 2, and here I have the AMP set at the largest setting. And you can see these wings back here are just about the same length. The crotch, the Applecheeks, is just slightly wider underneath. The wings up here are just about the same. But the rise of the Applecheeks is definitely longer. And I'm going to post these measurements that I get of these shells down below, But now I want to compare the size 1 to the AMP. So here is the Applecheeks size 1 compared to the AMP on the smallest setting. And you can see the Applecheeks wings are just slightly shorter. The crotch of these diapers is just about the same. The AMP flares out just slightly more in the back. The wings up here are just about the same. But once again, the Applecheeks rise is slightly longer. And that's primarily because the elastic on the AMP is just so tight, so it does get very stretchy. Again, you can find the measurements posted below, but now I want to move on to the size of the inserts. So here is the Applecheeks 2-ply bamboo insert and the AMP 2-ply bamboo insert, and these have been fully prepped. I do have a video of them before I prepped them, so you can kind of compare their original size to this. But this is how they shrank up. You can see the Applecheeks is definitely a little bit wider, and they are just about the same here in the length. The Applecheeks is maybe just slightly longer. But again, you can find those measurements down below. The next category is comfort, and basically I just want to compare the softness of the diapers. As I mentioned, they are both lined with PUL, although the PUL here on the AMP is definitely a little stiffer than the Applecheeks. They are both lined with the microfleece inside, although in my opinion the AMP is slightly thicker, so it's just a little bit softer than the Applecheeks. As for the inserts, neither have been used that many times, although they have been fully prepped. Obviously the AMP has pilled, but I can say it is the softest pilled material I've ever really felt. It's very soft. As is the Applecheeks, it has pilled slightly as well, but it is still very soft. So in my opinion, I would say they are just about equal in their softness. The next category is absorbency, and for this category, I did an actual absorbency test.
I laid both inserts out on a paper towel. I took a shot glass full of water and I slowly poured it over the middles to mimic the wet zone. And when I lifted the inserts back up, you can see that less water had made it through to the paper towel of the AMP insert. The AMP also felt slightly less wet than the Applecheeks, so in my opinion, the AMP bamboo insert is more absorbent.
The next category is trimness, and again I'm just going to use the inserts because the shells themselves would contribute equally to that. And again, I had made a video before I prepped these that you can check out. I had done a trimness comparison then as well. And once again, you can see that the Applecheeks here on the bottom is definitely trimmer than the AMP on top. The next category is washing and drying. And again, I'm just going to be using the inserts because the shells are pretty much just shells and they take the same amount of time to wash and dry as other shells. I can say that the inserts being 2 layers only, wash and dry much faster and better than other inserts because they are much thinner. The Applecheeks takes slightly longer to dry than my flats, and the AMP definitely takes longer than the Applecheeks. It is just a thicker, denser material than the Applecheeks, so it definitely takes longer to dry. The last category is just an additional notes kind of thing. Personally, I think the Applecheeks would be better for larger babies than the AMP. With its tight elastic, this would be perfect for smaller babies, but on larger babies, like my daughter, who has larger thighs, it has left red marks on her. When it comes to the inserts, the AMP being a little thicker, it's a little more sturdy and easier to fold, whereas the Applecheeks can have a tendency to kind of roll in, and so when you fold it, you have to smooth it out just a little bit. So that's my comparison of the Applecheeks size 1 and 2 to the AMP 1 size duo. These are definitely some of the cutest diapers that I have with their beautiful solids and their adorable prints, and I highly recommend trying them out. You can find individual reviews of these diapers and much more on my channel, I Dream in Cloth.